Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, he's a pop culture icon and a game show legend. Who is Alex Trebek? We're remembering his amazing life and influence. Then, I'm talking with Phil Rosenthal about the new season of his Netflix hit, Somebody Feed Phil, and how his Everybody Loves Raymond buddy Ray Romano inspired the whole thing. And I heard the call of the holidays. We decorated early, and there are two members of our family that wanted nothing to do with it. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. Kicking off a brand new week on this Monday. Welcome. I'm Jace. Please give a nice round of applause, no matter where you are, to my sister from another mister, my good friend, Kendall. Good morning, Kendall.
Hi, good morning.
Howdy. Oh, I can't. Why? I shouldn't do a mini Pearl today. My voice isn't perfect today.
I'm sorry,
so.
Mini Pearl?
Mini Pearl. Howdy. I can't do it. No, it just sounds like my turkey mating call, but.
I'm sorry. Okay, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was so nice out.
It was beautiful.
Oh, my word.
It was like a September weekend.
I know. That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
We had to do all of our yard cleanup because all of our trees just, which was nice because it was in the 70s, and we put out our Christmas lights.
Oh, well, as you saw in the tease there, we did a little more than that.
I know you did.
We did a little more than that. You're going to see that a little bit later. Right now, though, it's Monday. Let's say hello to our audience. Go ahead, cue them up there, Leo or Steve, whoever we have. We have Sharon, top left. We have Jill, Bobby, and Vicky. Sharon, how you doing? Okay, I think we have a delay. It's like we're in Iraq. Let's go to Jill. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Jill. How you doing? Okay, I think we have a delay with all of them. We'll just wave to all of them. Hello, ladies. We'll check in with them just a little bit later. It sounded like we were reporting from Afghanistan.
It did. That's how it is, though. It's kind of interesting for the audience to see that because that's how the delay was. Like when we did a couple of our live shows when I was home and you were talking to me, and it was like
2 seconds later.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I know.
So I get it.
The only bad thing about the home shows was that delay, because you kind of lose that spontaneous reaction.
Yeah.
It's like if you have to wait a couple seconds for the joke to be funny, ain't gonna be funny. Ain't gonna be funny. But no, everyone was out and about this weekend, and it was safely, and it was good to see. And we went out just a little bit to peruse the new Christmas decorations. Didn't really find anything. Went right back home like a little rat. Scurried right back home, and decorated a little bit. And you'll see that a little bit later in the show. It made me happy. It made me very happy. And you'll see not every member of my family agreed. Okay, before we do Hot Dish, I think we got the connection. We'll blame Leo on this one, even though Leo's not here. We'll blame Jeff, producer Jeff. Let's say hi to the audience again. Hi, Vicky.
Hiya.
Hi, Vicky. Where are you zooming in from, sweetie?
London, England.
You're what? Are you kidding me?
No, serious.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome. You're our first person from London.
Yay.
Well, welcome to the show. We so appreciate you watching.
You.
Bobby, are you in London?
No, I'm in Blaine.
Okay, well, Blaine, London, we love you the same. Jill, are you in the UK or where are you at?
I'm in Brooklyn Park.
Okay, well, again, London, Brooklyn Park, we love you. And finally, Sharon. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Sharon, I am so loving your Janet Jackson headphones right now.
Thank you.
I know.
We all live in a rhythm nation.
We do. Thank you very much. I don't know whether to dance with you, Rhythm Nation, or I feel like you and I are working the drive-thru at Taco Bell. I love it.
Would you like a Diet Pepsi with that?
I would, and can I have mild sauce, please, Sharon? Mild sauce, please. We're gonna be We're gonna check in with the ladies a little bit later. Okay, see, it's a good sign when the audience is funnier than the two of us.
I know. Okay, did we ask Vicky what time it is there? We have to ask her later.
Yeah, I think it's like 2
in the morning?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Jeff just did the math quickly, and
that's
Tyler
good.
was doing the math too.
Yeah.
Look at Tyler helping out. I mean, he was going like this, but Tyler was trying to help. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Woo! Try to do a little wink there. Not good at the winking. Hey, you know, we're going to start off with sad news, but you know what we're going to start out with? One of the most iconic game show hosts of all time has passed away. Look at this.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Love that announcer. Alex Trebek died yesterday, my friends. Nearly 2 years after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He's hosted Jeopardy since 1984. Just think about that for a second. Winning 7 Emmys for his work and becoming a part of American culture. The irony, of course, is he's a Canadian. You know, he's a Canadian that
Right.
really, if American pop culture is a quilt, there's a big square with Alex Trebek on it. Alex Trebek is Jeopardy, and Jeopardy is Alex Trebek. He was 80 years old. And it's one of those things where you knew when you heard the diagnosis, and all of us that have been touched by cancer, all of our families, you know when you hear that stage 4, it's like, oh. But for some reason, and are you with me on this? You thought that Alex would be the exception. You thought for sure, oh, he's going to go the long road. You just, because he was a utility.
Yeah.
I mean, he was an American. He was like the electric or your phone. You came home in the afternoon or whenever Jeopardy airs in your city. You sit down on your couch and you turn on your TV and there's Alex Trebek. You almost took him for granted. Again, like flipping on a light.
Yeah.
He's an American utility.
Larger than life.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
you always expected him to be there. It's like, you can't leave us, Alex. Well, not many people become ingrained in pop culture like Alex Trebek, appearing on countless TV shows and movies like The Simpsons, Beverly Hills 90210, Charlie's Angels, and a lot more. Of course, we'll always remember Will Ferrell's impersonation on SNL. Here's a little bit of one of those.
It's time for Final Jeopardy. And so this was the Final Jeopardy. And what a ride it has been, from Burt Reynolds to Minnie Driver, but boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I love that. And of course, you know, the strange way the universes work, one of the most famous Jeopardy skits was with Will playing Alex Trebek, and of course with Sean Connery, with Daryl Hammond right there playing Sean Connery. And now we've lost them both in a very short amount of time. So up there in heaven, I'm sure they're playing a little Jeopardy maybe. Anyway, let's talk to the ladies. Bobby, were you a Jeopardy fan?
I've watched on and off throughout the years, and when I was younger, I watched with my mom.
Wasn't it, Bobby, like I said, it was one of those things where it was just always on, right? I mean, even if you didn't actively watch, it was like the theme song, it's just a part of culture.
Yeah, and I know when I'm waiting for somebody, sometimes I like to do the Jeopardy thing that they do towards the end with the final question.
Yeah, I always loved it. I always loved it, the announcer. This is Jeopardy. Jill, were you a Jeopardy fan? Are you a Jeopardy fan?
Yes.
And it was weird. Do you not second my emotion here? You just thought, because it's Alex, that we were going to have him for many, many more years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's incomprehensible that he's not going to be here. Ladies, we'll check back in with you in just a little bit. But yeah, just a member, just a great piece of pop culture. Just, he's Bob Barker. There's just a couple of those hosts that reach that echelon of pop culture. Next in the dish, after nearly 9 years after her death, Whitney Houston, another member of the pop culture quilt, takes her spot in music history. Look.
How will I know if he really loves me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. I fall in love whenever we meet. I'm asking you what you know about these things.
That's right, Whitney was inducted into the Hall on Saturday in a ceremony on HBO Max. The honor was something Whitney's family says that she always wanted. Look at this.
I remember in 2009, we were in London and Whitney looked at me and she said, "This is really special, but there's only one thing missing. I've got to get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she did it.
Yeah, she did. That's Whitney's sister-in-law, former manager Pat Houston, along with Sissy, Whitney's legendary mom, accepting the honor on her behalf. Look, we didn't need them. It's great that she was inducted, but let's be clear, we didn't need that to know the mark that Whitney Houston made. I mean, again, she was called the Voice for a reason. Still one of my first albums ever that I ever purchased was her debut, and I know executive producer Jeff is with me. It was the orange peachish album with her hair back, and I remember buying it on LP. I remember listening to it. It was 84, 85, and it was just when you start to get interested in music.
Right.
And I listened to that whole thing countless times. I mean, Whitney is the soundtrack to my teenage years. She really is.
I just really love like watching her sing too. It was so effortless in the videos that we do have of her like that. Like she hardly even, it looked so easy for her. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Jeff's favorite song there, How Will I Know, the famous story goes, we've played it. That was one take. You know, she walked into the studio, she laid down her track and walked out. She said she wanted to go shopping. She needed one take, and it was pitch perfect. I mean, I don't know if the universe will bring us another Whitney anytime soon. That's a once-in-a-lifetime type of talent. Other inductees included the Doobie Brothers and Notorious B.I.G. Yeah, so a good haul this year. Lots more to come, everybody. Go get another cup of tea. We'll be back right after these words. More Hot Dish is on its way. Next, 'tis the season for Oprah's favorite things. Picking through our favorites from this year's list. Then the man behind Everybody Loves Raymond is gearing up for season 4 of his Netflix show, Somebody Feed Phil. Phil Rosenthal is our special guest. Find out how Ray Romano inspired the whole show. And I don't care how early it is, we are decorating for Christmas. And I have some best things ever to go with it. Stay right there. The Jason Show will be right back.
Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
Welcome back. A throwback to kick off your week. Oh, this will make your heart hurt. 30 years ago today, Vanilla Ice scored a #1 hit with Ice Ice Baby. Get this, it's the first hip-hop single to top the Billboard charts. Wow, 30 years ago.
That seems so weird too. I feel like there were other songs that I would have thought would have topped it back then. But
nope, I remember dancing to it horribly at a high school dance, but we won't talk about that. Time for more Dish, and we're getting a special serving all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for our good friend, Brad Appleton from TMZ. Good morning, Brad.
Hey, good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm well. First, the fight continues with Brit's conservatorship case. Britney's dad is, I guess, fighting back. What's the deal?
Well, the latest I can tell you, Jason, is Britney had asked that her dad be removed as the conservator. I mean, she had been upset that recently he did replace her business manager. And now he's fighting back in court, just kind of laying out some reasons why he believes he should still be in charge of this conservatorship. He says, look, for years I've saved my daughter from financial ruin. I'm allowed to make these business decisions. As my track record shows, it's been for the better. I have a good success rate. And he thinks that lawyers and other people are just trying to get involved on Britney's side to push him out and take advantage of that.
Every time we talk about this, I think you share my feeling. I don't really care who watches over her, but I just hope that she's taken care of, because it seems obvious to me that she does need some looking after, as they say in the South.
Well, I think that that's agreed on both sides too, but it's just both sides are trying to be that person in control. But from what we've seen, at least in the last few years, it does appear that the conservatorship has been well taken care of.
Yeah. Next up, okay, this is just Nutter Butters. So a young rapper shot a music video at MJ's Neverland Ranch after sneaking onto the property?
It's pretty unbelievable how it was able to happen. The rapper's name is Dayshard, and back in actually July is when he shot this video. We're told that he and a few other people snuck onto the property. They were trespassing there. They had some camera equipment. Security did find them on the property, made them delete everything, asked them to leave, and the security team thought that they did delete it, so they didn't call the police or anything like that. Now, flash forward to about last week or a couple weeks ago when this video comes out and Michael Jackson fans start to realize, wow, there's no way someone would have gotten permission to shoot on Neverland. So we did a little bit of homework and found out the backstory to this. Now, he still claims that he was given permission. He won't tell us who gave him that permission or how he obtained it, but at least according to people close to Neverland who helped run it, they say he was a trespasser.
Well, and I wonder, not that either of us are experts in law, but can he get in trouble after the fact? You know what I mean? I'm not phrasing that well, but I wonder if he can get in trouble. I mean, there's proof that he was there illegally if he didn't get permission.
There is the proof there. Now, I have a hard time believing that they'd kind of go to the trouble of hitting trespassing now, especially because it's almost like he was giving a warning. So if you come back is usually when the arrest happens. But you never know.
Yeah. Finally, an iconic TV show, or TV house, I should say, is no longer for sale. Which one?
It's the house from Full House, actually, in San Francisco. You know, during the opening monologue or the opening, credits, when they show that house there, super famous in San Fran, just sold over the weekend for about $5 million. So, yeah, you're going to be surprised if you don't have a tour of the inside. It doesn't look just like the Tanner's house. They only used it for exterior shots, but that's real estate in San Fran for sure.
I was going to say a small home for two. That's what they call that in San Fran.
Absolutely.
Brad, have a good week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason.
TMZ.com for more, or check your local listings for TMZ TV. Most TV show houses, the exterior looks nothing. If they use a real house, it very rarely looks the same inside.
It's
the
so
Golden,
sad.
Full House, the Golden Girls, Happy Days.
The Brady Bunch. Remember when they redid that? That
Brady
was cool.
Bunch. Yeah, the Brady Bunch, Desperate Housewives. That was just that whole neighborhood's fake. That's not even a real neighborhood. That's on the Universal backlot.
I think you ruined that for me, just so you know.
Did I ruin that for you?
You were like, it's just not real. And I was like, what?
You thought Wisteria Lane was a real neighborhood?
I mean, when it came out, I was I was young enough to be like, oh yeah, duh,
Do I continue with this line? I think I should. You said that you were very young. Desperate Housewives premiered in 2004. So what would that have made you?
13, 14. Stop.
Next. We were here working.
I know. I saw.
You had crushes on Justin Timberlake in your locker, and I was at Channel 9.
Yeah.
Next up, she may not have a daily talk show anymore, but Oprah is still doing one of her signature franchises. Not the book club. Nope. Not the Angel Network. Nope. On Friday, she announced her favorite things for 2020. Once again, her list includes everything from home goods and kitchen items to clothing and makeup. And yes, unlike Goop, many are priced below $50. This year, Oprah and her team selected many gifts from Black-owned businesses. The list even includes something from Oprah's cousins, who launched a food brand called Winfrey Foods. Well, if you're Oprah's cousin and you're going to open a business, why not slap that Winfrey name on there? Duh. The full list is available on Amazon. Okay. Pick on this as you will, but I will tell you, in my life, I have several things that legit, my life has been enriched because of Oprah's favorite things list.
It's so good for if you have a gift that you don't know. I use that. I genuinely do. And I use like the Good Housekeeping does one around the holidays. And then you have, like we said, Goop. It's like read the room, people.
Yeah,
a $1,200 like hot tub time machine. What is happening? No.
The Breville Panini press from Oprah many years ago.
Yeah.
Still use it. One of the best favorite things ever.
Huh.
Love that. I think that was like from 2010 or something.
Noted.
Let's go to the audience. Good morning again, ladies. Okay. Now I have to ask our friend from London, because people are writing in and they're dying to know. Did you used to live here? How did you become aware of our show?
Family and certain gentlemen.
Oh, so family. Oh, okay. Well, hey, we'll take it either way. We're just glad that you're here. Okay, show of hands. Have any of you ever purchased anything from Oprah's list? Show of hands. Have any of you purchased any from her favorite things? Okay, well, there we go. Short segment. Then we'll talk to them a little bit later. There we go. I love when that happens. I love when that happens.
It's honesty.
And let's go to the audience and a big no on that one, Jace. A big no. Next in the dish, a messy and shocking week on the Great British Baking Show. Now, if you haven't watched episode 7 of the season yet, that's right, there's a warning, little spoiler alert. It was a good one. Okay, so it was, speaking of Oprah, it was 80s week in Whitney Houston on the Netflix show, and the final challenge had the contestants making ice cream cakes. Well, a few will never get a job at DQ after they failed to impress. Look at this, everybody. Look at this. Both Laura and Lottie saw their cakes melt in the hot tent, creating just a big mess. Oh, I love this. I love this. Look at, she opens up the fridge, and look at that. Disaster. Now, Laura has been struggling in recent episodes, but Lottie, though, finished at the bottom in all 3 challenges this week. I really actually thought it was going to be Laura that went home, but in the end, sorry, Lottie went home. Yeah. Many considered her a front runner when the season began. Here's my question, though, to the producers of the Great British Bake Off. You have these people in a tent, okay?
Right.
And because of COVID regulations, you have windows. You have the whole tent ventilated.
Yep.
Who thought it was a good idea to have an ice cream cake challenge? They're shooting this in a London summer.
I think it's brilliant because it leads to that.
Yeah. I mean, I've never spent time in London, but I would imagine summer in London. Well, do we have an audience member? We actually have an audience member from London. Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It gets darn hot in London in the summer. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, quite warm.
Okay. So, see, it gets just as warm there as it does here. Why would you do an... Thank you. I see we have... it's good. We should have a person from London every day on this show.
Vicky knows.
Vicky knows.
She knows.
But no, why would you do that? If you're a producer of the Great British Bake Off and you know the tent's going to be hot, which, by the way, why don't they air condition it in normal seasons? That's a mystery of production I'll never understand.
To create the tension. I love it. I love that it was... I don't even
need to
watch
see
the
people
show, and I love
sweating.
it. I think it's funny.
People sweating? It's
well,
gross.
I mean, it's just part of the panic because, like, anytime you think about it, when you're under pressure and the pressure cooker is going, and then you're hot, it makes it 10 times worse, which leads to fantastic TV.
I guess, but I just feel like Lottie, she brought one T-shirt, and that T-shirt was drenched.
Poor girl.
And anybody, we all know, there are few worse feelings than wearing a wet, being in a wet T-shirt, unless you're in a contest, and then that's a whole different thing.
Jeff like that.
Hey-o. I've been in many wet T-shirt contests in my life.
How many?
Tyler's been in 3.
Okay.
I've been in 4. I've beat him.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. I used to work at Hooters.
This story,
Did you know that?
I don't.
Did you know that I was a host at Hooters?
Are you serious?
No, I totally made that up. I would never work. I don't work at Hooters. They wouldn't
Why
let me in.
not? Oh.
No, I worked at Red Lobster. Still to come, everybody. I'm naming my latest best thing ever, guaranteed to give you the scent of the season. But first, he's the star of the Netflix food and travel show, Somebody Feed Phil. I'm chatting with Phil Rosenthal about his culinary travels and why his buddy Ray Romano is actually the inspiration for the whole show. That and more when we come back. Stay with us, everybody. I'm going to go to Hooters in this commercial break. I'll be right back. We're so glad that you're here. As they say in commercials, we know you have a lot of choices. Thank you for choosing us. Kendall, did you fall? What's going on over there? You okay?
I broke a camera.
Oh, great. You'll be billed. Welcome back to the show. It's your chance to see and taste the world, even though we really can't travel these days. But you don't need to, because the new season of the Netflix and food and travel show Somebody Feed Phil is streaming now. It features TV producer Phil Rosenthal. That's the guy who created Everybody Loves Raymond, traveling the world and the U.S., eating great food along the way. Well, this was delightful. I talked to Phil about the origins of the show and why Ray Romano is actually the inspiration. Take a look. So, Phil, let me ask you, I always like to know the kernel of ideas. I always, my saying is, I want to be in the meeting when blank happened. How did this come up? How did the concept for this show come up?
It started on Everybody Loves Raymond. So, I created that show. And after the first season of that show, we were going to go on hiatus. We had been picked up to a second season. Everybody's celebrating. I say to Ray, where are you going to go on your little vacation now between season 1 and season 2? And he goes, oh, I go to the Jersey Shore. And I said, oh, that's nice. Have you ever been to Europe? And he goes, nah. I said, why not? He goes, I'm not really interested in other cultures. Even his own culture, Italian. He's never been there. And that's when I thought, we got to do that episode. I'm going to write that episode where we send Ray over to Italy with the attitude that he's not interested in other cultures, and he's going to be transformed. He's going to get woke, right? And he's going to come back as me, someone very excited about travel and food and meeting people and embracing other cultures. And so I write that episode, and took a couple of years to convince him to go. Took a couple of years to get the money from CBS to go. But we go. And what I wrote, the arc of that character, where he gets transformed by the magic of travel, I saw happen to the person. I saw it happen to Ray Romano, my friend. He got all excited. Phil, have you tried this pizza? Oh my God, the gelato's like the best I ever had in my whole life. I'm like, yeah. That's it, Ray. That's the thing to get. And then he's going, look how beautiful. Yes. And right there, that was the year 2000. So 20 years ago.
Oh my good. Phil, that was in 2000?
20 years ago, right?
Oh my goodness.
Since then, I wanted to do this show. And then, because I wanted to turn other people on to what I saw. I dare say that's why you do what you do. You like turning people on to stuff you like, right? And there's no bigger.
I said one of the biggest joys is, for instance, like this show, your show. Jeff brings it to me. We tell people, and then I think you feel the same way. When I get emails telling me, Jace, I watched your show. You told me about Phil's show, and I love it. I get such a thrill from that.
Me too. It's everything.
Yeah.
And so Raymond ended in 2005, and it took me 10 years to get this show. First on PBS in I'll Have What Phil's Having, which if people don't know that there was another show before somebody PBS, it's the same exact show. There's 6 episodes on PBS, and you can find them, I think, on iTunes and Amazon if you want to see those. And we started there with Paris and Florence and Barcelona, so like pretty big cities, but it's the same exact show.
Phil, let me ask you, because I'm such a TV nerd, I could talk to you for 2 hours. As a guy that was in the network circus, you were in the machinery, you were in the big four, as they say. Do you think and I think I know your answer, but to what level, do you think this age of streaming is so beneficial to creatives? Because a show like yours probably wouldn't be picked up for a CBS, 7:30 time slot, but for Netflix, it's a perfect fit. Did the emergence, what I'm asking is, did the emergence of streaming re-excite your passion for television after so many years in the network machine?
Absolutely. There's a certain freedom there, but there's also a downside. The downside is it's a constant need, it seems, for new content. It's almost disposable, right? With few exceptions. Netflix, for example, as great as it is to do 5 or 6 episodes, hand it to them, they push a button, and it's on in every country on the earth at the same time. There's a certain thrill in that, because we do what we do because we want to connect with people. So that there's never been anything like the power of that, of Netflix. But
let me ask you,
it's very rare that a show lasts more than 2 seasons on Netflix. They only renew 5% of their existing shows. So on network TV, if you hit, you could be on for, like Raymond, 9 years, and then syndication, and you're on forever. On Netflix, yeah, you'll be on forever, but maybe it's only 8, 9 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So it's you constantly have to prove yourself and I don't know what the secret is. There's pluses and minuses to both.
So interesting. You never thought about it that way. Because used to, if you had a show on one of the four, wow, that was a big deal because there was only 4 networks. And now, yeah. We're not done with Phil yet. After the break, I'm going to talk to him about where he goes in season 4 of his show and the surprising spot in the U.S. he said he learned the most. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Phil Rosenthal.
The best part of traveling, sitting with people you just met and sharing a meal with them. Am I lucky to have this job? Yes. Are there occupational hazards? Yes.
Cue dramatic music.
Oh boy. Man, this is a lot. Too much? Yeah. Please don't die. Don't die on me.
Please don't die. That's exactly what you want to hear from a guy that just handed you a sandwich. It's a clip from the new season of the Netflix show Somebody Feed Phil with Phil Rosenthal. Season 4 is available now. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Before the break, I talked to Phil about the inspiration for his show. We also got to chat about the new cities he visits this season and what surprised him in those cities. Take a look. Season 4, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Rio, San Fran, Singapore, the Delta, and Hawaii.
Did you get to see any?
I don't want to ask you the lame question of tell me your favorite, but
Yeah.
which one, you talked about Ray having kind of a learning moment.
Yeah.
Which one was the best learning moment for you out of this season?
I'm going to say, listen, I love them all, and I have a ball in all of them. And like Rio is the most gorgeous physical setting of a city I think I've ever seen. Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
So that's spectacular. But where I learned the most was the Mississippi Delta.
Why?
Because I thought I was going into the movie Deliverance. Because of what I'd seen and heard. I thought it was just going to be a redneck country. I didn't know what to expect. It was the opposite for me. I was embraced by Black, white, Asian, it was this beautiful melting pot. I met a guy, this place, Abe's Barbecue, okay, in Mississippi. This is a Syrian refugee who has one of the best barbecue joints in America. Serious.
Oh my goodness.
So this is, I see you're surprised to hear that.
Yeah, if you would have had me guess the proprietor of Abe's Barbecue, I would never have said a Syrian refugee.
Watch the episode. He's beautiful. Everybody was so great. I just love the people there so much. It's the opposite of what the news tells us about, or the movies tell us about a place. And I find that that's why you travel, because the news covers conflict, right? I went to a little diner where they were on opposite sides of things politically. And these old guys, they get together every day and they sit at a table that's been marked the table of knowledge. And they sit and have lunch every day and they talk. And you know what? That's not on the news.
No.
Oh my God, these left-leaning people and these right-leaning people, they got together today in Mississippi. You know what happened? They sat and had lunch like they do every day.
At the table of knowledge. That's
right.
At the table of knowledge.
That's right.
Phil, thank you for your time. We have a lot of fans here in Minneapolis, so thank you so much.
I can't wait to get there. I know you got a big food culture there. I can't wait to come.
Phil, sincerely, I mean, we are known for theater, our music scene, and our food scene is amazing.
Yes.
So please come visit us.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, my friend.
What a delight. I am not joking. You know me. I could have talked to him about Everybody Loves Raymond. And don't you want to see his ATM balance? Let's just be honest. Right, Dan? Don't you want to see his ATM balance? Yeah, you do. Because Everybody Loves Raymond is running every day in every country. And he's getting royalties. I just want to see his ATM. That's all. Season 4 of Somebody Feed Phil is available right now to stream on Netflix. Well, it's a scent sure to put you in the holiday mood, and it's my latest best thing ever. Find out what it is coming up next. And starting the holiday season a little early, coming up in just a little bit, just like many of you, I'm decorating earlier than ever this year. Come along as I set up my tree when we return. Welcome back, everyone. Well, it may still be early November, but my house is ready for the Christmas season. Many people are decorating earlier this year, just to add some cheer. Don't we need it, people? We need it during the pandemic and the election and all of that and locusts. Well, this weekend I decorated like a lot of you. Look at it. Take a look. Boys, what do you think about us decorating at the beginning of November? Have any thoughts? Biggie, your reaction? Or Dexter, your reaction? Here's the box. This is our artificial Christmas tree that I named a best thing ever a couple years ago. People always ask, here's the brand. No, please, Dexter, just stand right there. Never mind me trying to do television. Please, Dexter, stand right there. Dexter. Dexter. Move your butt right there. Oh, okay. Or just stand there. Oh, my goodness. Biggie, thanks for behaving. Anyway, it is a Vickerman, and we got the Balsam Spruce Duralit. A little wham as we build the tree. I was against artificial trees for so many years, but this is just hecka easy. And it's even easier when I'm watching my spouse do it. Okay, it's all put together. There's top to bottom there. It's a nice looking tree right to the ceiling. It's a little crooked, we'll fix that. But now we're filling it in. We gotta bend all the pieces to make it look full. As you can see, Dexter's thrilled by the whole process. Dexter is now examining the ornaments. We have two motifs we could go with. Red and white. We could do gold and silver. Or whatever the boys want. Boys, what should we go with? Gold and silver? Just nod. Going with gold and silver, no matter what you say. Biggie, do you care? Mark you down as a firm no. Okay, the garland or whatever these things are is on. Look at this. We are so grateful we don't have to put lights on. And when I say we, I once again mean Colin. And the first bulb is on it. The next time you see this, we'll either be struggling to decorate or the tree will be finished. And now, on behalf of the Matheson family and Mariah Carey, we present the gold and silver Christmas tree. Look at that. In all its glory. Look at that. And yes, of course, there's always a Mickey. Let's go check in with the dogs. Dexter, Mr. Big, what do you think of the Christmas tree? Any comment? Mr. Big? Mr. Big? Mr. Big? Mr. Big? Mr. Big? Well, your stocking will reflect your attitude. Merry Christmas, everyone. That's right. Mr. Big still's unawake. He's been napping in that position since last night. I know the feeling. I'm right with you, Biggie. He couldn't have. Usually, my other son, it's Dexter who has an attitude. Mm-hmm. Dexter is usually big, wanted nothing to do with the festivities.
No.
Nothing.
He gave you the butt shot.
He
most
did.
Of the time.
He had no time for us. So sticking with the holiday season, I got something this weekend that I love so much that I'm naming it my latest best thing ever. Because here, I figured Oprah released her, favorite things. I can release. So as you heard, a couple years ago, I went with an artificial tree. Do not tell my mother. My mother never let us have fish. Well, she is watching, but I only went with an artificial tree when I could find a brand that was real looking, and we found it. A Vickerman. I just told you about that. But then I wanted the scent, and I found a candle that smells like the tree, but not in that fake, I want to vomit kind of way. Mm-hmm. So this is a Loom. It's the Balsam and Cedar Candle. It smells amazing. It's not that fake crap that smells like disinfectant, or like those horrible. This is a great smelling candle. It's from a Minnesota company, Illume. I didn't know that. Producer Jeff told me. Illume is and it's amazing. And don't take my word for it. I had Kendall smell it during the commercial break. Do you back me up on this?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I can get really weird with candles.
Yes.
It can get tinny.
Too much. It can get too much.
Like pine sol.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
what this one is not pine sol-ish.
No.
It is natural smelling. They have a couple varieties. There's like this one's the balsam. You can get the Fraser. I have a candle with the Fraser smell to it.
Oh, I do have a question. Does when you do that, does it smell like super overwhelming though?
No, great question.
Okay.
I only like one of these. Now the price, I got this at Bachman's. It's a little pricey. It's $25, but I've had one that's lasted me for like 2 years.
Okay.
So it's an investment, but if you have a fake tree, I should say artificial tree. If you have an artificial tree, this is a good thing for you. There we go. The Balsam and Cedar Candle by Illume is my latest best thing ever. And if you would like to adopt Mr. Big, please, no, I'm just joking. We're going to take a break and we'll be back right after this, everybody. Biggie is still asleep.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
Love that Jake. Love that Jake. Welcome back, everybody. The Boys of Yam House singing our Season 6 theme song. Don't forget, you can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search for Jason Show TV. And the show never stops on our personal accounts as well. Go ahead and follow us. I put what our plates look like. I decorated our table too.
That looked really good, by the way.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Target. People think I'm fancy. Ain't fancy. I got those in 2009.
Target Boutique.
Target Boutique. To search for Jason Matheson. We're going to take a break. We're going to say goodbye to our audience, plus the gumball goodbye next. Welcome back, everyone. Really quick, we got to say goodbye to the audience, but Kathy just emailed us via our show page. They call them permanent trees at Bachman's. Not fake, Jason, not fake.
We can't hear you, Jason.
Oh, you can't hear? Oh,
Jason.
no. Oh, we have it's
You're
all.
on mute.
Oh, I'm on mute. Oh, I love I love the ladies are telling me I'm on mute. I love it. Can you hear me now, ladies?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Vicky, Bobby, Sharon, Jill, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And Vicky, the next time you're in the States, come visit us. Will you please?
I will. I promise.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies. I love it. They told us right away. They're telling me all about myself. Jason, you're on mute. It's like a Zoom call with your family.
Yeah, push the button, Grandma.
Come on. Like, Jason, come on, TV boy. You don't know how to work the Zoom? It's time for our gumball goodbye. I have my famous gumball machine. It's famous. It's been around for 3 days. But the gumball machine's right behind me. It's filled with these little containers. Our executive producer, Jeff, has filled it with pieces of paper. They could be life questions. They could be truth or dares. We just never know. So should I open up today's?
Yep.
Here we go. Open it up. Kindle, here we go.
Okay.
What was the name of your first pet? Kendall?
We had Bashka and Taboo. There were 2 huskies.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, Bashka and Taboo. They were Siberian. I don't know. I think
Bashka, and
he was
Taboo.
mean. And Taboo. That's why my name is Taboo Hawthorne. We've talked about this.
Oh, that's right. Your adult film
My
star
fancy
name. Okay, yeah.
What's yours?
Well, I don't remember him, but my mother will tell me it was a Great Dane named Barney.
Oh.
And my mom used to put me on the back as a baby. That's back when there weren't child safety laws. But I mean, so Dar would put me in the back. But the first dog that I remember was a little cockapoo named Buffy.
Buffy the Cockapoo?
Yeah, it was a poodle cocker spaniel mix.
Cute.
And then Bo, we had an Afghan.
With the long hair.
Very long hair. Yeah, it looked like he looked like a supermodel.
So pretty.
He looked like Cheryl Tiegs in dog form.
Oh.
So yeah, those are my first dogs. Anyway, tomorrow on The Jason Show, we're talking plants with Shayla from the Plant Penthouse. I miss her. I love her so much. Don't miss her picks for the plants. Sure to impress your family and friends over the upcoming holiday season. That's tomorrow on The Jason Show. Right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.